Buka could play week 7. Buka, Evans, both seen practicing today, Saturday, heading into week 7 Sunday tomorrow. So even if Buka, for whatever reason, doesn't play this week, he's out there practicing. Very good sign that he misses just this one final game. We'll talk about that and more. Deebo ruled out. Kyler Murray ruled out. The Briskinator will be in there slinging the rock around to MHJ and McBride and the boys. We'll see what happens there. But, I mean, Buka might be back. And the quote is, Buka has a very good chance, quote unquote, of playing week number 7. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Hopefully we get the Bucanator back in the lineup for week number 7. Now, I know a lot of you have seen it a couple times. I wish they'd just hold him out. They're not gonna run him out there if he's at risk of I think re-injury or high risk of a re-injury. They're not going to do that. So he's out there feeling pretty damn good, and that's great news. Buka has a real chance of finishing as a top 5 wide receiver if he gets back this week. Even if they don't maybe throw him out there, it's going to be something to where we're probably definitely looking at a return in his next contest. So either way, this is fantastic news. No one was expecting to play anyway, so we'll see what happens. But game time decisions for really Evans expected to play. Buka is the game time decision. Evans would have went on IR if they were planning on having a miss this game. Although setbacks happen, and sometimes those IR calls are made, and then the player ends up having a slower progression through the injury, and then they just end up missing the 4 games, and then they regret not putting him on IR, but it is what it is. But Evans should be fine. Buka is game time, and we'll call that 50-50. That's what the definition of game time is. So we'll see what happens. Make sure you got a plan of attack for his stead. If he's unable to go for you, make sure you've got your game plan in place. A very good player would be to go after one of the Tez and Buck wide receivers, one of those boys. Get them in the arsenal, in the potential wheelhouse, so you can pull them out of the bullpen and throw them in. Tez feels like the most high octane, big play potential player. They love him there. So Raul says he got his Gunners today, 10 out of 10. That's fantastic, bro. Fantastic. The Gunners are fantastic. I love these. Which ones did you get, Raul? The tinted Witcher or the yellow frame, or which ones did you get, my boy? Let me know, Raul. Appreciate you. Deebo, we know Perez, Deebo out. We just said it. Some of you come in here, you're like, Smitty, if Buka game time decision, what do you think we're doing in here? What do you think's on your screen right in front of your face? Yeah, Luke McCaffrey's a really solid play. If you need a wide receiver replacement for Deebo, Luke McCaffrey's definitely solid. Lane Johnson, Lane or Tez? I'd go Tez. I'd lean Tez. I'd probably lean Tez. Kate Otten's a very, very solid play. If Buka does sit. If Buka plays, Otten's still okay, but he's not necessarily, a lock, I would say. Evans or Mason? I go Evans. Loco, probably go Evans. We've got not only that news, but again, as I've just mentioned a few minutes ago, Deebo obviously out. So we're going to probably go with Luke McCaffrey if we've got that option. Tez over Luke would be a tough call, because if, let's say, Buka doesn't go, he's 50-50, then all of a sudden you've got Tez looking good. You've got Luke McCaffrey already looking good. So these are both very, very good, solid plays. Other potential plays, I mean, I still like Luther Burden, but I'm not necessarily loving him right now because we've got DJ Moore back, but I don't even know how much playing time DJ Moore is going to get. He's in the hospital, and they transport him to the hospital. He's in the hospital, and now all of a sudden he's playing. I don't know what's going on there. Kyler Murray is out. Briskinator is in. And, what does that mean for MHJ? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Those are the pieces of news that we're dealing with this afternoon. ADHD with the super chat says both 3 and 3 full PPR AJB Genty for Barkley Bowers. AJB Genty for Barkley Bowers. I'm gonna go. Man, that's tough because I do believe Bowers comes back on a tear, but it's gonna be a few games. So I guess I go Genty AJB, but the winds could definitely shift to where if you can weather through the waiting, I do believe the other side will be better later. It's just one of those unfortunate, changing directions, and both those packages will go through a swap of sorts in value. I don't know. But I love Genty. I just think I trade AJB if I have that Genty AJB side. My Rice and Rashad White for CD and Tootin. I would probably say this is a pretty damn close trade. I really think Rice is going to rival CD Lamb, but I do take CD and Tootin in this regard, and unless you're able to or needing to, start Rashad White, and it's a huge difference for you. Rice and White would be okay if, let's say, you have Bucky Irving. But that's a close call. Real close call. 50-50, to be honest. Said Stafford. Bijan London for Sent Stafford. Bijan London for Puka Genty Lamar. Give me... Jeez, bro. Oh, man. I guess give me... Chat, vote on this one. This is like the perfect balance of you take something, give something, take something, to where there's real no good answer. If Lamar comes back and is healthy Lamar and Genty balls out, that side's going to crush. But you've got the injury risk to Lamar, the situational risk to Lamar in a sense. Puka Nacua is an injury risk, but also currently dealing with an injury. And coming back, though, likely after the one game. I really don't know what I would say on this one. I would probably lean toward Bijan London and just hope that Stafford can hang with Lamar. Because if Stafford can hang with Lamar even remotely close, the Bijan London side is beating the Puka Genty side, in my opinion. I don't know by how much, but it is definitely winning. Is it winning enough? I don't know. I would say I would rather have the London Bijan side. I'm sorry, bro. It doesn't mean you got crushed or anything. It's a really, really close call. I mean, I wavered on it. I'm going to the chat for it. So clearly, don't lose sleep over it. The teams could score the exact amount of same points. Buy low, Kenneth Walker for Trey Henderson. You're not buying low on, you have Charbonnet. I think you're saying this backwards, David. You're saying buy low, Kenneth Walker for Trevion Henderson. Are you saying buy low? You're saying buy low on Henderson is what you're saying, but I don't know if you're meaning the flip, like you're trying to go get Walker. You might be. I'll just tell you what I think. I don't know which side you're asking. It seems confusing, but I would say I would probably rather have Kenneth Walker because the value is higher. I feel like Trey Henderson's a lot cheaper than this. If you were to be trading Walker for Henderson, like this question poses, Walker for Henderson, I think I'd want more. I'd want Henderson and something because you can command that. But at the end of the day, what do I want? Let's say week 12, week 13, week 14, week 15. I'm not talking about week 7. Not even talking about week 7, 8. Maybe not even the single digits. I'm talking about week 10 on. Who do I want on my team? Henderson. But I can get more for this, if you know what I'm saying. Rank Shepard, Moore, LMC, Whittington, Tutu, Atwell, and Tez. I like Whittington a lot. I think Tutu Atwell is good, but he's been banged up, but he's good. He's always played very well whenever called upon, though. I lean toward LMC for safety, and I lean toward Tez for high risk, high reward. Shepard's kind of a steady Eddie. Whittington's a high risk, high reward play. Tutu's pretty steady. I'd probably go toward. I think I would go toward Tez for a big swing. LMC if you need more safety, and I think it comes down to just those two options. It's a really close call. Thank you for the super chat. Harvey, Tez, Luke, or Lane. Same answer. It's between Tez and probably McCaffrey. I'll probably lean toward Tez for a big swing. Luke for the safety if you need something a little bit more consistent. 8 points, 10 points. Tez is going to get you 4 or 18. MHJ, Booty, or Bourne. I'd probably say, look, Bourne's earned it right now, and until Mac Jones is out of the picture, I just feel like Bourne is going to continue to play well. I would probably still keep plugging Bourne in, but you're not crazy to go with Booty or MHJ. It's very close. Chat, vote Booty, MHJ, or Bourne. Start 2, Hendy, Hunter, Wood. Is this Woody Marks? Carter, any commander wide receiver. I would probably go with Travis Hunter for me. Woody Marks is very close, though. Travis Hunter and Woody. I might go Woody. Chat, Woody or Travis Hunter? Start 2, Rome, Adams, Judkins, Nico. Let me go Rome. No. Start 2? Not even 2 wide receivers and a running back? What are you doing, Chief? You got to make a trade, bro. What are you doing? What are you really doing? I mean, this will serve you well during bye weeks for sure. You could keep that for a couple weeks, but damn, bro. You got to go. Geez, my guy. The matchups play into this a little bit, but sometimes you can overthink things like this. When you're talking about studs like this, you almost got to just start your studs. But I'd probably say Nico and Adams. I love Judkins and Rome. Those are fantastic players. You really should be trying to make a trade, I think. At least moving one of them in some sort of upgrade deal. Buka, Genty, London, Hampton for Gibbs, Evans, Tet, Addison. Probably looking to potentially Tet, Evans, Gibbs, Buka, Genty, London. Jeez, man. So London and Gibbs are the 2 best players on each side, right? So you got a little advantage with the Gibbs. Evans, Tet versus Genty, Buka. Give me the Buka side. It's a tough call. At the end of the day, I kind of heavily lean there though, but it took me a second to digest it because that trade is crazy. Hunter, Tez, if Buka and Evans are out, Evans isn't out, so Evans is. I don't know if Evans is in play or if you're just saying if Evans is out, then you want to make this one call between Hunter and Tez. If that's the case, Evans is playing. So I still think Hunter for me. And if Buka and Evans are both playing, then definitely Hunter. But I'm leaning Hunter over Tez anyway. But that's me. It's close. Half PPR, Sutton or ETN. I'm probably going ETN. Sutton, Jameson, Mason, Dowdle for PPR flex spot. Dowdle's been balling, bro. I'm not sitting Dowdle. Alex, appreciate your super chat. Alex says, hey, man, love the live. Thank you. The live loves you back. Team is May, JCM. 3-3 need a flex and any changes. So, May, Judkins, Rome. Benches, Cook. Obviously on a bye. I don't think there's anything you're moving except for Marks or Hunter, right? So Marks or Hunter over. Did you start a flex? Is Wandell in your flex? You didn't really specify, Alex. You just listed your teammates. So you need a flex. You didn't really give me an option here. I think Wandell's your flex, I imagine. So Am I swapping Wandell out for Marks or Hunter? That's a gut call, bro. There could be tons of targets for Wandell. At any moment, he could have eight catches for 90 yards and a touch, or 30 yards. I would probably lean toward. Chat, can you vote Woody, Marks, or Hunter or Wandell, please? And can we rank them? Just rank them. That way, if Wandell is in your lineup, then you'll know who the second one is, and then you'll have your answer anyway. Can I get a ranking between Wandell, Marks, and Hunter? Rank all three. Oh, yeah, ETN? You slipped a little ETN in there. Bro, ETN over Wandell. What are we doing back there? So ETN, and if you need a flex and Wandell stays, then the answer is ETN. This is an easy question. It's ETN. The answer is ETN. Never mind. I mean, come on. That's a what are we doing with ETN on the bench? Rice or Buka Dynasty? Just traded for Buka. I probably would rather have, I don't know, that's close actually. I'd probably say Buka. By a hair. Love both of them. Cheryl, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Hi, Smitty. Need to start two. Dowdle, Chuba, JCM, Scat, leaning, benching, Dowdle, and Chuba, given the uncertainty in volume. I could understand that, but this is Chuba's first game back. I don't think I'm benching Dowdle. I don't think I can. I think Scat and Dowdle are just the very clear, safe plays. But JCM's Dallas matchup is fantastic. If I was to sit one, I guess it'd be Scat because of the tough Denver matchup. But I will probably still lean very much toward going Dowdle and Scat. Chat, can you vote? As much as I love JCM, we still can't trust the Washington Commanders and how they use them. You know, I don't think I lose any sleep starting Scat over JCM and JCM going crazy against the Dallas Cowboys, because we've been proven time and time again, every time we rely upon them using Bill, it's a tough one. Guys, can we get a vote on this one? Dowdle, JCM, Scat, pick two. Dowdle, JCM, Scat, pick two for Cheryl. Cheryl, use groupthink. Let's see what the chat says. Please vote. At least 10 votes on that one. That one's a tough one. Fernando, appreciate you, my boy. 2 dynasty questions. Would you move JK and Ridley for Olave? Sure. If it doesn't work, add a draft pick. I don't know. I guess, Fernando, that's a real... It's almost like making both sides worse. I'd probably rather have Olave. I think Olave has some decent trade value right now. Especially if he gets traded and then all of a sudden the value is going to go through the roof. So, yeah, I go get Olave. If he gets traded, he'll be worth... People would just want to be in on that mixing it up. JCM Scat, JCM Scat, JCM Scat. JCM is a must start. JCM Scat. Chat seems like JCM is Scat. So your instinct of wanting to sit Dowdle is congruent with the chat, Cheryl. Need tight end and 2 flexes. Mayer, Fannin, Otten, Ken Walker, Luke McCaffrey. I'm going to go with Fannin, and I'm going to go probably with Kenneth Walker, I suppose. Need a tight end and 2 flexes. Okay, so Fannin and then 2 flexes. I'll go Fannin and Walker McCaffrey, I guess. Was lining up 3 tight ends, but now have Luke McCaffrey as well. I don't trust Kenneth Walker, but I trust him enough in this situation. You know, it's not like you got these easy auto starts here, you know. Matt, I appreciate you with the $5 hauler, my boy. I need to fill 1 wide receiver and 1 flex for these. Wandell, Luke McCaffrey, Travis Hunter, Coker, Marks. I'm going to go Marks and probably Hunter. If you didn't want to trust Hunter, you could go Luke McCaffrey over Hunter. I wouldn't bat an eye on that. You could go Wandell and Luke if you want total safety in like PPR formats, but you got my answer anyway. Hunter and Marks are my calls. Bowers owner have Mayer, Strange, and Fannin also. Dynasty drop Mayer for Luke McCaffrey. I guess so, but there is a world where like Mayer gets traded and goes play somewhere great, but that's kind of a long shot right now. And once Bowers is back, he'll be regulated to a lot of blocking. He'll have some work, but drop Kendre to pick up LMC to play over Tet. Why would you play him over Tet? No. Drop Kendre Miller, sit Tet to play Buka. Yeah, I would do that if yes. If that's the case. And if Buka's out, pick up Tez. I mean, I'd rather have Tet. Look, I'd rather have Tet than Buka. You got to make that call, obviously earlier, but I get it. Like Tampa Bay plays at 4 p.m. my time. What is that? 5, 6, 7 p.m. Eastern. Chat, what are we doing here? Are we just playing Tet and then you let Buka go? I don't know. Let's see here. LMC to play over Tet or drop Kendre, sit Tet to play Buka. There's no way to play Buka and Tez and still have Tet in there. I mean, I probably would play Tet to be safe over rolling with Buka, Tez, I suppose. But there's no way to maybe play both those. Thank you, missed my super chat, says Nelson. I doubt I did, Nelson. I think you were just impatient. I'm going to send you on a lap. Rice or Buka, Dynasty just traded Buka. Yes, I did get to that. So lap you, go Nelson. And Nelson making me get out all my screens to go search for that. Thank you, Nelson, anyway, for the double. Appreciate you. Ricky says Mayer, Ertz, or Otten. I'm going to go probably... if Buka sits, I go Otten, but you got to make that call in advance. It's hard to do that. I'll probably say right now, Ertz is probably the safe play. Actually, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I guess I'd go Ertz. I'd go Ertz, man. He's pretty safe anyway, regardless, right? I just got an offer. Scat for Cheaty. Scat for Cheaty. Should I accept it? CD? I'm getting CD. Yes, you accept that. I mean, for sure. Like, and then take a lap. But then take a victory lap. And pat yourself on the back because you just robbed them. Bench Judkins or Egbuka. You got to play Judkins without knowing what's up with Egbuka fully. Like, no question. Fields or Penix. I'd probably go Penix Jr. myself. But it's a close call. Daniel, appreciate you. I need to stream a QB. Daniel Jones, Penix Jr., Wentz, Brissett. I'm going to go Daniel Jones. He's just really steady. Really steady. Who do I drop? Marks, Pollard, Fannin, Tootin, or Algier? Damn, bro. I get, if you don't have Bijan, I guess Algier. Or no. Chat, who you dropping? Marks, Pollard, Fannin, Tootin, Algier. If you don't have Bijan, Algier, I don't know how you drop any of these guys. Because, like, Tootin's the least valuable right now, but he could be the most valuable later. Pollard, I don't know that Pollard's going to be a world star, but he's almost, like, impossible to drop. Marks, a lot of people want to give up on Marks, but I don't know. Kind of don't love Pollard long term. So, I guess if you don't have Bijan, Algier. If not, then it's a toss-up between Pollard and Algier, but... You know, if Bijan were to go down, Algier would be worth a lot for sure. But I don't know that you're ever starting Algier or using Algier unless Bijan goes down. PPR, what QB to start? Herbert, Williams, Love, or Daniel Jones? I'm probably going to go... Man, Herbo's pretty up and down, but there's a lot of upside for Herbo. It's just the offensive line has been banged up. It's such a tough call. Herbo or Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has that. They're playing each other. Herbo's at home versus Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is on the road versus Herbo. I think I go with the home team edge on this one, my boy. Appreciate you very much. PPR. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Ron. Ron, thank you for the super chat. Close call. Russian collusion with the $5 hauler. Russian, appreciate you. What wide receiver would you pick up? Washington for this week. Looks like Deebo and McLaurin are out. Yes. Probably Tez. I'm sorry, probably LMC. Probably Luke McCaffrey. But Tez is also another option that I consider strongly. I think Tutu Atwell deserves to be grabbed. Whittington. But Luke McCaffrey is the guy. If you could pick him up, he's a pretty safe play. He's been doing well. They've been getting him more routes. He's been looking really, really good. I'd probably say Luke McCaffrey is pretty damn safe. And you don't have to wait on the whole, does Buka play? Does Tez become valuable? Like, you know what's what right now with that Washington wide receiver room. So, Bijan, Vidal, MHJ for Puka, Javante. Geez. I think I'm taking the Bijan side. Because you could trade Vidal and MHJ right now probably for somebody. You could go get like an Adams potentially for that combo right now. So definitely think I have the Bijan Vidal side with Marv. And then try and use Vidal and Marv for something. But that's kind of an easy call. Trade K9 and Tet for Javante. If you need a running back badly, I don't hate this because I don't know how much value K9 has, to be honest. And Tet, I like Javante a little more than Tet in a vacuum, but they're pretty close. I'd probably say Javante by a hair, but it's really, really close because Tet's pretty solid. Tet, MHJ, or Hunter, Tet. Got Genti, Rico, BTJ, Ladd, and Tet in the lineup, says Drizzo. I like it. Just tuning in, which Washington receiver to pick up? I mean, Luke McCaffrey's the one, bro. I'm not saying Lane ain't good, but Luke McCaffrey's probably the guy. But Tez is also nice, but you just have to, he's contingent upon Mac Jones. Oh, God, Daniel. So, let me pull up your message again. I need to stream a quarterback. Jones. Yeah. Penix Jr. then. Penix Jr. pretty easy then at that point. Flex Judy, Hendy, Bam Knight, or Luke McCaffrey. Probably Luke McCaffrey right now. Chat, do you agree? Judy, Hendy, Bam, Luke McCaffrey. Probably Luke McCaffrey. He's safe. 1 and 5. Should I trade Keenan Allen and ETN or Vidal JCM for a Dunze or pick up Fannin? So trade Keenan Allen and ETN or Vidal JCM. I mean, I'd rather trade Vidal JCM than trade ETN or Dunze. So Vidal JCM for a Dunze, yes, and pick up Fannin, yes, I'd do that. That's a good trade. St. Brown, Rice, Pickens starting. Do I start Chris Brown versus the Cowboys or wait until Monday night for Tez Johnson? Cowboys or wait until Monday night and have Tez Johnson, Egbuka on my bench. What are we talking about here, bro? Bobby, clarify your question. Rewrite your question. Galaxy, appreciate you. Start a Dunze or JCM in the flex. A Dunze for me. Man, a Dunze or JCM. Chat, can we vote on a Dunze or JCM? A Dunze, JCM. JCM against the Cowboys is such gold. It's a golden matchup. It's so fantastic. A Dunze is a tough sit, though. But he's also, it's tough to trust him. And yeah, Chicago, I don't know. Maybe Bill is safer this week. I think the chat might be torn on this one. We got a Bill, a Dunze, JCM, Bill. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever asked that question about Brown, I think you got the wrong name in there. Do you mean Chris Moore? Do you mean Moore? But re-ask your question because it doesn't make sense. Started doing zero JCM. Guys, keep voting. Bill is getting a little bit of the edge, Galaxy, on the vote. So I guess Bill, but there's some risk involved sitting Adunze, of course. I think Adunze is probably safer, but Bill's higher risk, higher reward. Risky because his team doesn't stick to him, doesn't use him enough, but it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to rip him to shreds, man. Flex, Tet, or Bourne? Tet. Why do we have a lot of people not wanting to play Tet at all this week? I mean, kind of wild. I mean, Carolina's going to be down bad. And you could say what you want about the Jets defense or what kind of blanket coverage he's going to get, but this is going to be a Carolina defense could get shredded by Breece Hall. Then again, I mean, the Jets might not even. Who knows? Trade Garrett Wilson and Ferguson for Saquon. I'd rather have Saquon. Other running backs, Henry, James Cook. Those are all Genty. Those are all running backs you could still try and take a stab at with that package. Sure. I mean, Ferguson's been playing that good, but I think Henry and Saquon are your best bets because their owners are pretty much done and tired of them, bro. They've had enough. Trade ETN for Garrett Wilson. I'd rather have ETN. Garrett Wilson's banged up. I don't know what's going on with him. Chat, ETN or Garrett Wilson long-term on the season? Vote on that one. Chris Moore in the flex or wait for Egbuka or Tez? I'm waiting for Egbuka, Tez, Bobby. Definitely. Thank you for the super chat. Trade my Nico Collins for AJ Brown. Look, Tez is pretty good. Tez and Moore are close enough anyway, and you get the chance of Egbuka, you know what I mean? Trade my Nico Collins for AJ Brown and Vidal. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll take Nico, please. Oscar, thank you very much for the super chat, young man. 2 and 4, Dak, Henry, ETN, Tootin, Woody, Rashad. Start Woody or JMO. JMO. Trades, like the team a lot for the most part. I would get Tootin. Find Tootin. I don't know how come you don't have Tootin on this roster. He's such a must cuff all year long to ETN. You almost have to try and figure out a way to do that, but man, his owner's probably looking at you going, I'm going to hold him over your head all year long. You probably poked around and he's resistant to dropping him now. I mean, you got to be careful how you poke around too. But I don't know what else you could do to get him. Otherwise, trading ETN isn't a bad idea if you don't have Tootin. So like you might want to wait till JMO pops off. Oh, it has that big game. So, like, let's say you were to trade Rashad White right now. Rashad White and ETN, can you get a Javonte? Can you get a James Cook on the low? Can you get a player like Genty? I don't know if Rashad White's going to have that much, juice, but you could wait till JMO pops off. I don't think I trade JSN or Nico unless I could do some crafty, barely downgrading maneuver. Like maybe you got Buka for JSN, and then in turn that gets you a massive upgrade from ETN or from Rashad White even into a running back like James Cook or something. There's nothing that would make me trade JSN or Nico unless I'm getting an elite running back and still getting a receiver I believe like Buka could be top 5 going forward. Nico is the better chance of a player I'd trade. So if you traded Nico down for like Devontae Adams, what does that get you Rashad White or ETN upgraded into, Oscar? So maybe check out that. Nico to Adams, Nico to Buka, Nico to... I mean, I consider a lad if it moved my Rashad White up mountains and, just depends on how much you moved him up. It have to be like 10 times the value at running back. Send Swift for BTJ. I'd rather have BTJ. Judkins, Monty are my running back. I'd rather have BTJ. BTJ's pretty damn good for Swift. I like Swift, but I don't love him necessarily. Start 4, Hunter, Hendy, Otten, Whittington, Burden, Bam, Harvey. If Buka plays, who is out of the and what for? Start 4. I don't know, bro. This is not a very good list, unfortunately. I know you're in troubled waters here. Hunter for sure for me. I think Hendy is hard to play and hard to sit. It just is what it is. I think Whittington's gonna probably get some good work. So Hunter and Whittington, and then I'm probably going Hendy anyway with this situation. I'm probably going with Burden, and if Buka plays, then I'm probably gonna take Burden out. But you could go Burden or Hendy's a close call at that point. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Do I play Rice or wait a week? Why would you wait, Bobby? Why in the hell would you wait to play Rashee Rice? Rice is going to explode. It's like he's coming back from injury, bro. He's coming back from a suspension. He's going to tear it up. He's going to get peppered. Man, you waited this long. I couldn't imagine sitting and watching him go crazy. Even if he ends up being mid, you have to play him. 1 and 5. This is from Husseini. Husseini dropping the wattage. The wattage, I tell you.
Super chat alert.
Husseini, appreciate you. Smitty 1 of 5 got Bucky and traded Vidal. Got Scary Terry, traded Dak. Okay. Starting lineup is JD5, Judkins, JCM. Oh, your boy is so tired. I'm running on fumes. JCM, Rice, Ladd, Sutton, Tyler Warren. My bench is Bucky, Terry, Harvey, Hunter, Taylor. Is it dumb to trade Bucky for White if I need a win now? For who? Rashad White? Is it dumb to trade Bucky for White? Husseini, you better not do that. I mean, I'm not Ziggy off. Even Ziggy's upset. Husseini, you can't trade Bucky for Rashad White. If you needed something, you could go after a much higher running back than that and take a little bit of a bath or a risk, but absolutely not, Husseini. No, if you could get Barkley, you could get Henry. If you wanted to go that direction, absolutely not. Trade ideas. Probably say, yeah, go Bucky for Barkley or Henry, or for James Cook, or for Javonte and a receiver, or something like that. I think you could certainly find a taker for Bucky. There's gonna be no problem hitting the trade market and saying, hey, Derrick Henry owner, give me Derrick Henry and a JMO, or hey, Kyron owner. You could get Kyron, Judkins. You could get Judkins straight up for Bucky if you wanted to. Those would be my options, Husseini. Don't even consider that, my boy. I appreciate you. Trade my Kelsey for any of Marks, Mason, JCM, and Hubbard. Trade my Kelsey for any of... I would take JCM, especially this matchup against Dallas. I'd take Marks. I'd take all those guys. In that order, though. G-Man, in that order. Easy call, bro. Johnson, Otten, all available. Is T stand for Tez? Dowd or Egbuka? I'm probably going... we don't know. Egbuka, but then you got to go get one of those Buck players. And Johnson's fine. Johnson will be fine. Tez is better. So I think I probably start... I plan to start Egbuka and Tez versus Dowdle if I've got to make that call. But, it's a risk, but if you got that backed up, you're kind of not risking that much. Smitty, not trying to set you off, but you skipped my super chat. I did not because it's next. You don't have to set me off, but I'm getting to it. You're actually the very next one. 12-man PPR, 3 wide receivers, Mahomes, Judkins, Hampton, Lamb, Rice, Puka, Terry, Bowers, Harvey, Tootin, Burden. Trade Lamb for Buka and ETN. God, that's close. I'd probably say, man, Buka's practicing now. You know, chat, vote on this one, please. Do we take Buka and ETN or Lamb? It's so tough. If ETN continues to play like a monster, it would be one thing, but we don't really fully know. I think I'm just going to say keep lamb chops, bro, but it's really, really close. It's really close. Buka once back, fully back, balling out. ETN Buka, I'm just warning you, Monday night after the game, there's a real good chance that we like Buka as much as Lamb or we don't. I mean, it doesn't. What if he gets re-injured? You know, and looking at your team, Judkins, Hampton, Lamb, Rice, Puka, your team is so good. You got Tootin. I'm almost thinking, this is the way I'm thinking, bro. You've got Tootin. I almost feel like give me Lamb and Tootin, and you're just hoping Tootin gets more work. And you could say to yourself, well, you have ETN, and if ETN loses his job, well, I got Tootin. Well, you got Tootin anyway. I'm gonna say Lamb's side, but man, ETN's tough to pass on. It really is tough to pass on. The chat's leaning Lamb. Just know that trust your gut. There's no way you're making a wrong decision one way or the other. I mean, one might outscore the other, but that's such a tough call. You should not regret making whatever decision your gut tells you to go. I'd lean Lamb and bank on Tootin getting in there. Your receivers are so good with Lamb. Have Buka, but don't want to risk it. Bourne or Vidal. Vidal's a really solid play, especially with Haskins being banged up. Worthy Fannin this week and rest of the season. Worthy or Fannin? Probably Worthy overall. But I do like Fannin a lot. That's tough. Guys, can you rank this week at least Worthy, Fannin? Fannin should have a good day, but I think I'd probably still start Worthy. But it's a pretty close call, bro. Pick 3, Evans, Pittman, Jamo, Addison, Diggs. I'd probably say Evans, Jamo, and I guess Pittman. Jacobs plays. We're still awaiting official word on that. But how do I feel about Jacobs Packers running back news? I don't know that we have anything that we can really fully feel super good about right now. So we're just kind of waiting. The last word, let me pull it up here on Jacobs. Let me just see if there's anything that's creeping up there right now at this second. Josh Jacobs, the last word was questionable. It's still 50-50. We don't really have any indication at all. Limited illness on Wednesday and Thursday, but after having a CAV designation added sometime on Friday, it's a concern. It's up in the air. Can't really say anything yet. We have no new information. I bet you we have something tonight or tomorrow. So all you Jacobs questions, you're just gonna have to wait until we get a little bit more information. Luke McCaffrey, Fannin, Hunter, pick 2, Ingram, Taylor, Burden. I'd probably go Luke McCaffrey and Hunter. If you want to avoid the Hunter risk, London, all that, Fannin and McCaffrey would be the safest plays, I suppose. I'm 6-0 and traded Bucky for Chase Brown and Garrett Wilson in a 16-team league. In a 16-team league, I don't hate that, especially at 6-0. You're in pretty good shape to wait that out. But I don't know. I think that's okay. I don't think that was a bad move for you. I think being in a 6-0 situation was potentially a good bet for you. Garrett Wilson's still a stud. 12-man PPR, 3 wide receivers, Mahomes, Judkins, Hampton, Lamb, Puka, Rice, Bowers, Harvey, Burden, 3. Trade Lamb for Egbuka and ETN. Oh, I already did that one. God, that's such a tough one. Such a tough trade. And then your follow-up was better trade for Lamb Emeka Egbuka or Genty Adams. Genty Adams, guys, do you like Genty Adams for Lamb? Adams is solid, bro. Probably top 12 to 14 wide receiver on the year. Guys, Genty Adams or Lamb? Let me get at least 10 votes on that one. Genty Adams or Lamb? That one's rough, bro. That one's so tough. Daniel, thank you for the super chat, my boy. 3 and 3. Need upside. Pick up Luke McCaffrey or Mooney. McCaffrey. Drop who? Woody and Tootin on the waivers. I definitely want those guys too. But who am I dropping of your players? Coker, Downs, and probably Dobbs to pick up Woody, Tootin, and McCaffrey if you need McCaffrey in there. Although you could just put Woody in there if you didn't want to pick up McCaffrey and wanted to keep, let's say, Dobbs or whatever. But definitely picking up the two, Tootin and Woody. I'm not leaving those guys out there. Miss my super chat, brother. Appreciate you. I didn't miss it, Jordan, actually. You guys are 0 for 4. You're right up next, too. 14-man league. I got May, Barkley, Spears, BTJ, Tet, Fannin, Trey Tucker, Carter, Burden, Fields, Hampton, Marks, Mixon, Pearsall, Aaron Jones. Any trade ideas? I'm barely getting by. I don't know with this squad that you can do much other than trade away. You don't have any trade value. I'm sorry to say. No one's giving you what you want for Ted. People are questioning whether they should start him this week, which is kind of odd. BTJ doesn't have a lot of trade value. Barkley can't be traded. I don't think you can do much here other than just hope that Barkley comes back to form, and you hope that Marks gets in there and starts, doing what we thought he could do, coming off his huge game. And he's only played one time in between. So, Hampton, maybe you could trade Hampton and Tet for like one player, one Hampton and Tet for a Judkins, Hampton and Tet for, I don't even know what wide receiver would even fit that bill. I think Henry, Hampton and Tet for Henry and something for get Henry and Barkley together, teamed up here. I think Judkins makes a fantastic go-get player. Hampton and Tet for Judkins, and you can maybe even get something. Breece Hall's kind of underrated right now. Hampton and Tet for Breece Hall and a wide receiver. You're just hoping you can get like a JMO from somebody. Go see who the JMO owner has for a 2-for-2. Go see who the Lad owner has for a 2-for-2. Go see who the ETN owner has. Maybe a Tet and Hampton for ETN and a player like JMO. Maybe you can just try and figure out how to give Hampton away with Tet McMillan in a deal that somehow gets you two players where one of them is lineup worthy like JMO, where people are doubting JMO. Scattaboo and JMO. Dowdle might be a good bet for you. You trade Barkley for Dowdle and Lab McConkey, and you take a gamble there. You trade Barkley for Dowdle and maybe even a better wide receiver. Who knows if you could get Dowdle and Adams for Barkley. Barkley might, in a 14-man league, have a little bit more pull than in a non-14-man league, I suppose. Like maybe you could trade Barkley for Judkins and JMO. Maybe you could trade Barkley for Judkins and Ladd and give him up something small. Maybe you could trade Barkley and Hampton for Judkins and one wide receiver just to get somebody else in your lineup. But if you can't make those types of trades, you're just waiting another week. You're just hoping that you're going to potentially have BTJ ball out, Tet McMillan play like a top 12 to 15 wide receiver, Barkley return to form, May's playing great, Fannin should do well, Hampton will come back, and if Marks turns into something special, then this team could actually win moving forward, Jordan. It's certainly possible. But Barkley has to get you two players or you don't trade them. Don't trade them one for one. It does you nothing. You need to trade Barkley for two players. You need to trade Tet and Hampton for two players. You're just going to have to get really sneaky with that second player, like JMO. JMO is a perfect example of a player I love. That's a tough one, bro. I like Marks. I like Woody Marks. Start one flex, Sharps or Luke McCaffrey. I'd probably say Sharps for me, but Luke McCaffrey's maybe a tad safer, Vinny. Like just a tad, if you want safety. I'm 6-0 and traded Bucky for Chase Brown. And Garrett already did this one. Yeah. You can live to regret that one, but it's not a bad move in a 6-0 situation. Full PPR, start Vidal or Olave. I'd probably go Vidal. Otten or Waller. I'd probably go Waller because you don't know if Buka's playing or not until Monday. Fannin or Kraft. I would personally... Kraft is safer, but Fannin's exciting. I guess Kraft for now. You'll have yourself a trade opportunity, I think, if Fannin blows up. But you probably do go Kraft for safety. We love you, Smitty. Just SC's orders confusing random. I don't even know what that means, bro. What's this mean? I know. Look, my brain's mush at this point, but maybe somebody can decipher what this means. Just SC's order confusing random. We love you, Smitty. Just SC's order. Oh, Super Chat's orders confusing and random? Okay. Super Chat. Sorry, pal. Sometimes they flow in differently. Sometimes there's a short one or a follow-up that I just throw up there real quickly. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Thank you, Baba Booey. What do we got here? Rashad White or Scat? Probably Scat, but anything can happen. Chat, vote Rashad White or Scat. You know what? I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain again. I'm not gonna complain again about somebody asking me if I skipped their super chat. I'm not gonna complain again about somebody complaining about the order again. I agree. I don't need to be complaining about that. That's on me. I'll take a lap on that. I realize how that looks. I'm sorry. I think at a point where you get continuously called out about missing super chats when you're trying your best to run through, you get a little worked up in your response. I don't mean anything negative by it, but I won't say it again. Your boy's just going to be grateful. My fault. I won't say it again. It is what it is. I understand, and from your perspective, you're out there thinking that, okay, you're watching the order maybe, and you see that 3 of them come in really close, and sometimes they come in a different order. Donovan says take a lap. Donovan, you can take a lap. Swift or Josh Jacobs is out. Do I drop Bam Knight? I'd probably say Swift is fine. I like Swift. Dobbs or Luke McCaffrey? I would probably say Luke McCaffrey. Probably say Luke McCaffrey. Raul. I don't have Jacobs, but let's say he's out. Would you still start Hendy or Marks or drop one for Wilson? I'd still start Marks. I think Marks is going to be getting a lot. And he's getting at least half the work. I mean, it's not like they dialed him back. You know, they gave him a lot of work. Rank these 3 this week. LCM, Sharps, or Burden. Probably Sharps, LMC. LMC second, Sharps first, Burden third. I would have put Burton 1 if DJ Moore didn't come back from his hospital stay and come off the injury report. Hunter droppable for Blue or Monungai? No. Hunter's not droppable. People will tell you he is because they love crapping on him, and people love washing their hands or something that makes them mad. But those same people dropped Gibbs in week 6. We're walking into the same week that Gibbs hadn't done anything. Not a single thing. Not a single thing. Bourne or Dobbs? Probably Bourne. I might go Genty. Adams says Adam. I don't know what that's a reference to, but pick 2. Start Luke, McCaffrey, Brees, or Rico. Rico and Brees for me. I like Luke McCaffrey like the next guy, but I'm not sitting Rico. Trust your gut on Fannin and Kraft. I mean, I kind of wavered. I said Kraft is safer. Fannin's higher risk, higher reward. Got to kind of trust your gut on that one. Someone just dropped Kyler. Dart or Murray rest of season? Probably Dart. Bo Nix, Sam Darnold. Tough call. Darnold's a tough matchup, but I think I still like him this week. He keeps balling, bro. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you. Marks probably for now until Harvey gets more work, but Marks is getting work. He's fine. Oh man. Let's change out the Gunners.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
Let's put the clicks back on. They're kind of my go-to. Gunner.com. Link will be dropped in the live chat right now. 15% off using code Smitty. These are all blue light blocking glasses. You can get the amber yellow tint. You don't have to get the sunglass tint like your boy has. You can get whatever tint your little heart desires. And I tend to like the sunglass tint because of all the lights that I have on my screens. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen the reverse side of what I'm looking at. And it's crazy lighting. But Gunners are absolutely fantastic. Get your blue light glasses like Smitty. Boom. There's the link. I'll pin the link in the live chat. This gets you 15% off Gunners. We've got a few people. Raul got a couple pairs, I think, and he loves them. He said 10 out of 10. They're fantastic. Gunners are the way to go. Baba Booey with another super chat says, "You're still the man, Smitty. Won me my first championship. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Glad I'm still the man." glad I'm hanging on by a thread. Baba Booey, appreciate you.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Yo, Smitty, thanks for putting my question out there. You bet. Looks like the chat is leaning white over scat. Really? BTJ for Swift. Now that McLaurin plus Pearsall for my flowers. What? Now McLaurin. BTJ for Swift. I'd rather have BTJ. BTJ. Accept this trade. 6-0. I send Bucky, Rashad White, and McBride. I get Puka, Bowers, and Woody. Yeah. Yeah. You go get Puka, Bowers, and Woody. For sure, my boy. Joe, appreciate you with your super chat, young man. You probably covered this, but Chris Moore or Luke McCaffrey. I go Luke McCaffrey, but trust your gut. Anything can happen. I like Luke a lot. Snap share is concerning. Maybe, but that'll increase, I think. And, trust your gut, though. Honestly, could go 100 different ways. Luke McCaffrey keeps scoring. They keep doing these design plays for him. Seems like he's going to get a lot more work. It seems like when he's out there, they're going to him. You know what I mean? So even if, with less snaps, but trust your gut because you'll be pissed off if on Sunday you don't get the result you want and you're like, damn it, I kind of knew that Moore was going to do good. Moore could do well. He certainly could. I don't want to discredit Moore and act like he's a trash option. He's not. Moore. Let me even pull up Moore real quickly and look at his targets the last couple of games. Let's see here. Let's see here. Chrissy boy. I mean, the thing about Chris Moore, though, is he only had 5 targets last week, and then he's never had more than 3, and he only had 3 once. So, 46 yards. The touchdown really, I think, got people excited. So, 5 targets. So, Luke McCaffrey, when you look at Luke McCaffrey's line, he only got 1 target, 2 targets, 3 targets, 3 targets, 1 target. But he's got 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games. It is concerning that the targets aren't there. They really aren't there for any of them. You almost think Whittington, quietly in hindsight, in retrospect, we're going to come back and say maybe Whittington was the safer option. Whittington in the last 2 weeks, 3 targets, 4 targets. I don't know. Chat, what do you think about that? I almost think Whittington might be safer than people think. Maybe Whittington is the start of the week. And he's got the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is a fantastic situation. Matchup-wise. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself into Whittington. Luke is nice, but yeah, I mean, the targets aren't there either. Separation scores and metrics don't matter when you're getting 1 or 2 targets, my boy. I don't know. Kind of feeling like Whittington's inching toward maybe a must start for me in these situations. I don't know. Or 2-2. 2-2 Atwell, Whittington. Whittington, 3 targets, 4 targets the last 2 games. 2-2 Atwell. 2 targets, 4 targets, 88 yards, 72 yards, back-to-back games. I don't know. 2-2 in Whittington might be safer than Luke McCaffrey and Moore, potentially. Down bad, Chuba or Pollard. Oh, jeez, man. That is down bad. I'd probably say... I mean, Pollard's been getting at least double-digit carries, man. And a touchdown in 2 of the last 4 weeks. I'd probably go Pollard until we know what Chuba's role is going to be. Trust your gut on that one. That's a real tough call. Yo, Smitty, full PPR, Rico or Quentin Johnson the flex. I'm going Rico Dowdle, man. Rico's been proving it. Chuba's not going to get full workload or something like that. He's coming back from a calf, bro. You're going to throw him out there and re-injure him? I don't think so. I'm going to say, guys, I'm going to go out on a limb. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be right on this. You got to trust your gut. You got to trust your gut. But I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I don't know if I'm going to live to regret this, but I think Whittington. I think Whittington is the call. Did I forget the G in there? I think Whittington's the call. Of all these players, and 2-2's nice too. 2-2 and Whittington, I feel like are safer bets than Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, Lane. I think they are. I think they're better. The targets are there. These guys are both getting 3 and 4 type of target share. I'm going to go Whittington. I'm going to go Whittington. If I'm going to rank LMC, Moore. Now, Tez I like a lot. Tez and Whittington I like about equal, but then you got to wait until, You got to really wait until Monday to know that. I'm going to say Whittington's my 1. I'm going to say Whittington's my 1 and Tutu's my 2. And LMC is my 3. And we'll say this is a tie. Call me crazy. I think Whittington's better. The targets are there. $10 hauler, 12-team PPR, 2 and 4. Thank you, Trey. Monty, Mason, Vidal, Ollie, Sharps, Brashard Smith, BTJ, Tet, Diggs, Ridley. Offer Dobbins and Rice for Tet and BTJ. Woo! Doggy. Send Tet or BTJ for Rice. I mean, I'm confused. Offer Dobbins, Rice for Tet, BTJ. Why would we do the second one then? Send Tet or BTJ for Rice. You're saying right here. You're saying Dobbins and Rice for Tet and BTJ. I'm confused, Trey. I'm confused at what you're asking. Is this slash now going to be a or? I don't know what we're doing there. Ray, thank you for the winking smiley emoji, pal. Appreciate you. I don't know what we're doing here. You got to clarify, Trey. Spell it out, because you're doing this whole slash thing, and the slash thing doesn't work because you're using it as an and or an or an and we don't know. We have no idea. It sounds like you're trying to say Dobbins and Rice for Tet or BTJ. I don't know. If I'm not trading Rice for one of Tet or BTJ. Would I trade Rice for Tet and BTJ? Probably still no. So either way, I probably answered it for you. Laughing, drop Tez for which one? Blue or Manungai? I would probably say Blue if I had to pick one. But I do like Tez. Trey with the super chat. Trey, appreciate your $10 hauler, my boy. Monty, Jordan Mason, Vidal, Ollie, Sharps, Brashard Smith, BTJ, Tet, Diggs, Ridley, Olave, LMC, Ayuk, offered Dob. Oh, this is the one I just read. See what my brain's mush. Did you clarify on this, Trey? I don't see Trey's clarification. I'm running LMC all the way, says DJ. I know you guys love LMC. I don't know if it's because it's Christian McCaffrey's brother, you know, what it is that makes people want to. But and the touchdowns are nice. They've been nice, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Luke McCaffrey could get the targets this week, but he hasn't yet. I feel like Whittington has been getting him, and Whittington has proven to be pretty good in the past. I almost feel like Whittington could be a deep call of the week. I could live to regret that. I really could. Tutu Atwell as well. And everybody's debating Chris Moore versus Luke McCaffrey. You know, like one of them's going to cannibalize the other. Maybe. I don't know. Whittington in the past, just so people know, so he's averaging 3 and 4 targets, right? 3 and 4 targets. Now, you could say, but the yards aren't there, Smitty. 33, 23, it's okay. But if we go back in time, I mean, he's had when he's getting targets, he's had 62 yards, 89 yards, 86 yards. In the 3 games he's played from 2024, he had 62, 89, and 86 yards. I don't know. Whittington. Tutu Atwell and Whittington are tough too, though. You know, like in fairness, like Luke McCaffrey and Moore cannibalizing each other. Same thing with Whittington. Whittington and potentially Tutu Atwell, I guess. I don't know. It's a tough call, guys. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Kind of feel like Whittington could be a little bit of a gamble hero gamble. Luke McCaffrey I like, but I feel like we're getting a little too excited, like when he hasn't even had more than what is his targets? Luke McCaffrey, 1 target, 3 targets, 3 targets in his last 2 games, 2 targets and 1 target. It's gone down. The last 3 weeks, it's gone down. 3 targets, 2 targets, 1 target. I don't know. Dallas is such a good matchup, though. Luke McCaffrey. McCaffrey is slated to serve as the Commanders' top wide receiver for Sunday's NFC East tilt against the Cowboys due to the absence of Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, and Deebo Samuel. All right, I don't know. We'll have more on this. Maybe tonight we'll decide between, maybe this is the great debate tonight. Luke McCaffrey or Whittington. Whittington or Luke McCaffrey or Tutu Atwell. So Witt and Tutu versus LMC and Moore. This is the mini great debate tonight. We'll talk about it. The Dallas Cowboy D can't be overlooked. It's such a great matchup. Wentz or Darnold. I'd probably go Darnold. Regardless of the matchup, I'd just probably say give me the guy that's been doing it. And a $20 hauler from Cheddar. Appreciate you, Cheddar. $20 hauler, my boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
My guy. Cheddar bringing in the Cheddar. 12-team, full PPR, 3-3. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Judkins, Woody, CD Rice. Love that. Ladd, love your receivers. JMO was offered Bucky for Ladd and Algier. You got, as much as I love Ladd, you got to take that. You'll be slim at wide receiver. I mean, yeah, but CD and Rice, bro. JMO, you're fine. You're fine. CD, bro. If you walked up to the average person and said, I'm going to be thin at wide receiver, and you said CD, Rice, and JMO are my wide receivers, they'd probably want to tackle you, bro. It'd be like, they probably want to push you over. You got to take Bucky. That's a great trade. Thank you, Chet. I appreciate you. Go get Bucky. Do it live. My Sutton, Judkins, and Trey McBride for Brees, Egbuka, and Laporta. Man, chat, can we vote on this one? Can we vote on this one? My Sutton, Judkins, and Trey McBride for Brees, Egbuka, and Laporta. Woo! Brees, Egbuka, Laporta, Sutton, Judkins, and McBride. We're probably going to go. The Brees side's getting the majority of the vote, and I kind of agree. With Buka back, and we're not saying he's back for sure this week, but he looks like he's back this next contest after this week at the minimum. It's a tough call. We're getting a couple people coming in with a Sutton and Judkins vote now. I'm gonna lean toward Breece Hall having a killer day, and I really like Breece this week. I just don't know what's in store for him for the future. But what if he gets traded somewhere great? I take Breece Buka, but it's really close. TMO, really close, like super duper close, bro. Esteban Godwin, good rest of season. No. Worth an IR spot over Watkins and Ayuk, probably. Watson, Ayuk, yeah, probably. But I don't love any one of them. I don't think I'm starting any one of them. But Godwin's got at least I guess a shot. I don't know. We'll see. Guy's got a mangled ankle, bro. Tootin just dropped in my league. Worth the stash. Definitely. It depends what you got to like drop, but definitely Tootin's a league winner. Top 8 to 10 running back if he's ever called upon. Is Mike Evans confirmed to play? It sounds like he is. Do I start him? I have Sutton, Jettas, AJ Brown, and flex. It's just a setback type of concern for Evans. That's all. But he's definitely leaning toward playing for sure. Mike Evans. Do I start him? I have Sutton, Jettas, AJ Brown at flex. I have Sutton, Jettas, AJ Brown at flex. I mean, you're talking about pulling one of these guys out or what? Z, I don't know. It's really clear. If he is, do I start him? I have Sutton, Jettas, AJ Brown at flex. I don't really know what you're asking me here. Do you take one of these guys out? If you take one of them out, I guess I would take. I don't know. I suppose Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Evans versus these three is tough. Chat, would you remove one of Sutton or AJ Brown for Evans? If you can start all of them, of course, just throw Evans in. But is anybody sitting Sutton or AJ? I'm not sitting Jettas, but Sutton or AJ Brown for Evans? I don't know. Maybe not this week coming back from injury, but it's close, I guess, between. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm sitting for Evans this week. My JMO and Sharps for BTJ. I'll probably take a gamble on BTJ, but there's definitely an argument to be made here. Smitty, can you rank Woody, Hendy, Hunter this week PPR? Woody, Hendy, Hunter. Give me Woody, Hunter, Hendy in that order. I think Woody's guaranteed a lot of work. It's just a matter of does he pop. You know, Chubb and him had very similar work. It's just Chubb had the good stuff. It wasn't even Woody's fault. Start T-Mac versus Jets D or Luke McCaffrey facing Dallas. I'm still starting T-Mac. I'm not sitting T-Mac this week. I like Luke McCaffrey, but not in that scenario where you're sitting T-Mac. $10 super chat was offered Dobbins and Rice for my Tet and BTJ. I would take Dobbins and Rice personally. I also just need advice on my team as a whole. Thoughts on what I need to improve. I'm 2 and 4. Well, you didn't list your team, Trey, so I can't give you advice on the whole team. But I would say Rice and Tet for BTJ. I definitely want Rice. I think that Dobbins is worth enough that I could couple Dobbins with something to go get something and have Rice. So yeah, offer Dobbins Rice, take it, then try and flip Dobbins and another player for a slightly better player than Dobbins, and then you got the best of all worlds. Trey, let me see if you sent your team somewhere else. I'm assuming you did. Here it is. Overall trade. So like if you were to trade like J.K. Dobbins and Diggs for just a little bit of a safe upgrade move like Ladd, Adams, Monty, and J.K. for just a slightly better running back. Olave and Dobbins for like an Adams, or I've seen people get Henry for that, bro. I've seen people get Breece Hall for that right now. I've seen people get Scattaboo for that. I've seen people get a wide receiver like BTJ for that. Ladd, McConkey, Adams. All those, my boy. Trey, thank you for the super chat. Al, my boy Al. Superflex T-Mac or Briskinator. I'm probably going to go T-Mac, I think. But your scoring, if I don't know your scoring's ridiculous for quarterbacks. Like, I can't know that. Then throw Brisket in there. But it'd have to be something crazy silly for me to put Ted on the bench, I think. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back tonight. That's for sure. Your boy Smitty will be back tonight. I'm turning over a new leaf on complaining about people saying, did you get to my super chat? Did you get to my super chat? I realize I don't need to say that. I'm sorry. You get hit with them enough, you start getting, I don't know, a certain reaction to that. Like, I'm not missing it. I'm doing what I'm doing it. Look, my bedside manner isn't always the best. I think you guys have accepted that about me. I'm working on myself. Maybe we need to call the Amazon therapist. You know, Amazon's got that $9.99 health plan. I don't know what it covers. Has anybody seen that in your Amazon Prime? You can get health benefits for an additional like $9.99 a month. Maybe we subscribe to that. We call the good old therapist on the virtual phone call and we say, help me with my bedside manner, please. How can I be a better person? How can I come off as less of a dick? Can you help me? Can you help me? Margaret, Karen, I'll see you all tonight. Appreciate you. I'll do better. I'll do better. We'll have some hires tonight as well. So look for that tonight. I'll see you guys all. Brady says crazy to start Luke McCaffrey over JMO. Not crazy, but I probably wouldn't do it. I'm starting JMO personally. I love JMO. We've got Esteban with the super chat. Thoughts on Tajay Spears rest of season? He's okay. I don't know. It's a decent play. It's a decent play. Spears is a good PPR guy, but I just don't trust that entire situation. You know what I mean? Don't forget to get on over. If you guys want even more advice, we have a 24/7 chat community. It's absolutely fantastic. 24/7, 365. There's the link right there. Make sure you smash it and join that community. I'll pin it on the way out the door. I do appreciate everybody, by the way. I know sometimes that my antics and demeanor look like I don't appreciate everybody. Join that Patreon. I just dropped the link. It's 24/7 live chat. I always appreciate you guys. You guys keep the lights on. I'm here because of you. If you guys weren't watching me, I wouldn't be here. I'd be a nothing burger. This show would be a zero. It'd be a big fat zero. So without you, I am absolutely nothing. I rely upon you more than you rely upon me. I'll tell you that right now. Sometimes I need to tell you that. And I'm sorry if I don't do that enough. I will work on that. I will work on being more grateful. You know, I need to get a hold of Amazon. I need to get on the phone, on the horn with Amazon. All right, later. Appreciate you all. Sutton or AJB rest of season? Probably Sutton, Travis, but I don't know. It depends. If AJB gets traded somewhere great, then we're all going to be super excited, just like the Pickens revival. All right, see you all tonight. Appreciate you.